No land hand. So we are going to mulligan. A 1-land hand, and it's a tapped land. Deck is not being kind to us. I think we still have to mulligan this too. And then we'll keep this. I was pretty much ready to keep at anything. Another 1-land hand, which is kind of ridiculous. Like, we are playing a normal amount of lands. Well, I think we have to keep the island and the Brainstorm. Anything else can go. We just have to get rid of 2 things. So let's get rid of Echoing Decay and maybe the Agony Warp. We might want removal because we're so far behind. The counter spells might not be as good as the removal spells would be. Alright, let's keep Echoing Decay because it can really get us back into a game. And we'll keep, I think, Agony Warp over the cast down. No, we'll take the cast down as a general answer, and we'll keep the Augur of Bolas. Alright, still very awkward here. And if we brainstorm into no lands, then we're brainstorm locked into a terrible situation. The question is, do we want to hold a brainstorm until our next turn to draw 1 card deeper towards a land? I think it might be worthwhile just to maximize our chances. We're already in an awkward position here. There's no reason to compound that by brainstorm locking ourselves with no lands. And if we're lucky enough to draw untapped land off the top, we can just go ahead and Augur of Bolas like nothing happened. Like we always had it. Okay, so no luck here. We're going to brainstorm. See if we can find that land. We do find the land. So we're going to have to put 2 cards back. We have no black sources. We might as well just put our black cards back. We can also ponder to shuffle, because we're going to have 1 mana left, so we can shuffle some things away. I think that Fall from Favor is not necessarily going to be good against the burn deck. We might just not have enough time. But I do like the straight up removal spells if we can find a black source. Alright, let's shuffle. Find a spell pierce and we'll pass. Now unfortunately, since we're playing the Dimir control, we don't have access to green. Green is very, very strong against burn, giving access to Weather the Storm and Pulse of Marasa. We're going to have to make do with Unexpected Fangs. Alright, so this is one of the cards that we are keeping cast down for. Definitely want to kill that Thermo Alchemist if we can get a chance. We get another snow-covered island, so we have access to Spellstutter Sprite and Spell Pierce, and that's it. We have been hitting our land drops though. Just need to find ourselves a swamp. I think we'll be countering just about anything we see this turn. And a future Fall from Favor would actually be pretty good against that Lava Runner. Not quite so against the Thermal Alchemist. Okay, here's a Skewer the Critics. So we could Spell Pierce it, but they already have the mana. Unfortunately, Spellstutter Sprite will not work in this spot. So I think we just take the damage here. And our mana gets wasted. Okay, another island. Opponent has 4 lands, 4 cards in hand, so they have plenty to do here. This looks like something for Spellstutter Sprite. Hopefully they don't have a Searing Blaze, although we could Spell Pierce a Searing Blaze. Okay, so there's the Blaze. Let's Pierce. We got a bit of a stack on our hands here. And we can actually just go ahead and hit 6. We don't need to use any more of our clock during our opponent's turn here. We have no more castable cards. But we were able to prevent quite a bit of damage with that Spellstutter Sprite Spell Pierce combo. I don't think it's going to be enough by any stretch, but it was a pretty good play. Faerie Seer. Might as well throw that off. See what we can find in the top 2 cards. So we find the Ash Barrens, which is definitely a card that we want. We also find Gurmag Angler. I wouldn't mind an Angler while we have the Ash Barrens, but it's just really not going to work out. Just because of the manner of how Ash Barrens is going to shuffle our library. We'll go ahead and put the Gurmag Angler on the bottom, Ash Barrens on top, just so there's no mistakes. We could keep 2 creatures back here, so that we could block the Lava Runner. We are going to have access to Cast Down, but we're going to want to cast down the Thermal Alchemist. So let's leave our 2 fairies back to double block the Lava Runner, so that we can hopefully prevent a little bit of damage. We are at 8 life and very, very dead. And Pauper... they do have access to Fireblast, which is a 4 mana spell for 0 mana. You just have to sacrifice 2 mountains. Alright, so they didn't play a land this turn, so Searing Blaze isn't going to be a total blowout. Instead, we're just trading our 2 creatures for their 1. And one of our creatures is already traded for one of our opponent's spells, so that seems a fine trade. Let's cycle this Ash Barrens. We are going to be showing them Swamp here, so that is giving them some information. Still probably not going to win here, but we can see if we can maybe turn it around. We're going to wait for them to tap the Thermal Alchemist. We'll cast down now. If they have any instants, this would be a pretty great time for them to use them, like Lightning Bolt. And that's basically going to seal the deal, getting them an extra bit of extra damage in there. We're going to be going down to 3 from this final trigger, which is basically any card in the opponent's deck. But they could also have the Fireblast here and just knock us out. Fortunately, we do have access to quite a few Hydroblasts in the sideboard. Okay, so we bring in the 4 Hydroblast and the Dispels. We definitely want to keep the Faerie Seers, those are quite good. We can take out the Snuff Out. I'm not interested in paying a bunch of life to kill their creatures. Gonna have to take out 3 more cards. I might be interested in taking out Ninja the Deep Hours. We are going to need to attack to win, but I'm hoping the Gurmag Angler is going to be what we use to close the door. Might be interested in taking out one of the Fall from Favor. It seems like a fairly slow card, but if we can nail Fall from Favor down, getting the Monarch could be the way that we win the game. We'll just take out 1. Alright, so we have 2 lands. We have Hydroblast. We keep this. And we can go ahead and get Swamp on the Ash Barrens first turn, so that we can hold up the Hydroblast's Spell Pierce and still be looking at playing Agony Warp at turn 2 to get rid of their 0-3 right away, the Alchemist. And we can use the Faerie Seer after we've shuffled. Okay, Rift Bolt is coming up, so we can just go ahead and get that Swamp. Okay, perfect draw there, another island. Let's play the island so that we have access to Spell Pierce Hydroblast. I want to Spell Pierce that Rift Bolt. Thinking we could also play the Faerie Seer here. It would be fine timing for it, and we can just Spell Pierce and see what happens for turn 2. We'll have access to Agony Warp to get rid of a creature. Okay, so yeah, the land here is good. I don't know that we need the Preordain, but I don't think it would be too bad. We could leave it maybe for the Augur of Bolas to pick up. So let's go top. Put the island on top. Okay, so that's taking the counter off of it. And this is a triggered ability, and this is the spell. Spent a little bit of time playing Burn in Modern, so I'm familiar with how Rift Bolt works, for example. Okay, so here's Searing Blaze. Would have been a nice target for the Hydroblast, but we'll get plenty of other targets. Fire Blast, of course, being the best thing to counter with a Hydroblast. Alright, so I'm thinking probably play Swamp and then Augur of Bolas holding up blue. We already know that one of the cards is an instant, so we are in no danger of whiffing. And then we'll pass here. Okay, here's a Lava Spike. And Needle Drop. We'll just take one from that, but the opponent cantrips. Another Needle Drop. And it'll be our turn soon. Unexpected Fangs. Okay. So we can put Fangs on Augur of Bolas. It'll make it very difficult for the opponent to kill. We also have Preordain here. So let's go ahead and use that first. I'm not a big fan of either of these cards. Let's bottom. Get Brainstorm. That's okay, I guess. Let's start gaining life in increments of 2. The really important thing here is the 4 toughness. It's going to be very difficult for the opponent to kill the Augur of Bolas. And if we gain 2 life every turn, then it's going to be very difficult for a burn deck to deal with that. Okay, opponent is at 4 lands now, which is quite a few. Okay, they have a Searing Blaze here. So we'll let this one resolve. And a Needle Drop. Oh, that's pretty smart. We're going to counter that. Keep them from drawing a card, keep our creature alive. The Searing Blaze was quite strong. Another Needle Drop. So we should have countered the Searing Blaze. But I wasn't thinking that Needle Drop was going to be how they got through that. Alright, we're going to Brainstorm, EOT, to set up the Delver of Secrets to flip. We only got 2 life from the Unexpected Fangs there. Definitely would have wanted more out of that. Okay, not great. Let's put back Island Agony Warp. But we do have removal for any of the creatures that they put out. However, we have no defense now against their spells. Okay, Rift Bolt incoming. Makes sense that they wouldn't want to cast it into a potential Spell Pierce. Going to attack, we'll play our land and pass. Okay, opponent has 4 cards in hand, so we are in quite a bit of trouble. Okay, that is not a thing that's going to kill us. Let's go ahead and Echoing Decay that, so that we can keep the Agony Warp for a Pyromancer, or Thermo Alchemist rather. Okay, Augur of Bolas. I think we attack first. We took Ninja out. Not that we would want to Ninja an insect anyways. And we've already lost our Fangs. So I think we attack first. Okay, we'll use Double Island for the Augur so we can keep black mana up for the Agony Warp. Let's see what we see with the Augur. Ooh, Hydroblast. Definitely one of the best cards we could have possibly drawn. We have a 3-turn clock with a counterspell and a removal spell. So definitely say we're doing quite a bit better than we were a turn ago. Ooh, and a counterspell off the top. We like that. Attack for 4 and pass. Opponent does get this draw step and one more draw step. They have plenty of cards in hand. They might just be waiting for the last possible moment and then letting loose with a flurry of spells. We only need to... Ooh, Spell Pierce. We only need to counter the last ones as well. Especially since they don't have any creatures as repeated damage sources. That's probably what they're going to do, handsome. You use that key point, Flurry of Blows, Stunning Strike. Okay, so here's a Lightning Bolt on our Aberration. That's not targeting us. But if they kill the Aberration, they get a ton more turns. That's a lot of draw steps. I think I'm willing to Hydroblast this. Pierce it first? No. If I pierce it first, they just get to pay the mana, and then I have to spend 2 spells on it. I'll wait until pierce is relevant. There could come a time when it's relevant again. If they're looking to double spell. But they could just tap a bunch of mana. Bolt, Bolt, Fire Blast, Fire Blast. Oh, they only have 3 cards in hand, so they could only have 2 Fire Blasts. We're looking pretty safe at this point. Okay, here's a Rift Bolt at our heads. That's fine. We'll let that resolve. It's the next spells that we want to counter. Lightning Bolt, so that puts us to 2. They only have 1 card left in hand. We can let that resolve too. That's fine. Because 2 is not 0. So Spell Pierce isn't really doing anything, but we have the counterspell for the Fire Blast, so we win the game. Alright, I don't think I want to change too much here. I think we'll just resubmit as is. Red decks that go to turn 10. There aren't many that go to turn 10 and win. This hand is keepable. If we can get a spell off with a Spellstutter Sprite, the Spell Pierce is going to be pretty good early game. Gurmag Angler will be a quick closer once we get to black mana. They're not even doing anything turn 1. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have an answer to Thermal Alchemist. So they slam that down on their second turn here. And we're on the back foot for the rest of the game. We're going to need black mana removal spell in order to answer that, or Hydroblast. Okay, so yeah, they have the Thermal Alchemist, nothing we can do. We're going to be looking for Hydroblast now. Okay, we find Brainstorm. Let's just play Island Pass. Okay, that's 1 damage from the Thermo Alchemist. Okay, here's Skewer the Critics. So we don't have a lot of good options to counterspell that. We only have the counterspell. We're going to let that 3-mana bolt resolve. They only paid 1 for it. The jerks. Alright, we can brainstorm here and try and find a black source. No luck. We do find Fall from Favor, but Fall from Favor is not very good on Thermo Alchemist. We would be able to hold on to the Monarch, though, so it might still be worthwhile, and it will take a little bit of damage off the table. So we probably just put our lands back. I mean, we can't cast Agony Warp or Gurmag Angler either, so it is what it is. Okay, so the thing is, if we put Fall from Favor onto the Thermal Alchemist, then opponent is going to go full force. If we don't, then they're going to play very slowly. I think that this is our one opportunity to put Fall from Favor onto the Alchemist. So we're going to go ahead and use it. This might not be the right play. But like I said, it's our one opportunity to start drawing cards, and we know that the top of our deck isn't going to be much help. It does. Well, it untaps... Let's see here. Yeah, it's just the untap step that it counters. But yeah, it does mean that they're going to miss out on one of their untaps on Thermal Alchemist every turn. So, prevents 1 damage every turn. We're at 7 life already. So kind of like what I was saying there, they just went ham. Once we tapped out, they just played all their spells. They have another Thermo Alchemist, then again, we have no answer for it. Okay, Ash Barrens. That does get us Swamp. So we can go get Swamp and Agony Warp this Alchemist before it does us any damage. And we'll still have Spell Pierce up, which is not great, to be honest. But definitely better than letting them go with 2 Thermal Alchemists unanswered. We need a couple more turns here. Ooh, the Curse of the Pierced Heart, though. That's unfortunate. That's going to be doing us a damage every turn. So that puts us to 6 now. Another Ash Barrens. So I think we play the Faerie Seer and then hold up Spellstutter Sprite Counterspell. And if we get the chance, we can use Ash Barrens to go get another land. Ooh, Hydroblast is a great card. I would like to keep that one. Top. Put that on the bottom. So yeah, we don't want to use the Ash Barrens now at this point. Hydroblast will let us kill the Curse of the Pierced Heart before our turn, so we won't be taking any more damage from the curse. Unless we have to counter 2 spells. Okay, let's get rid of that Curse of the Pierced Heart. Nice. Okay, we can cycle the Ash Barrens now, and we would still be holding up Spellstutter Sprite. We would take damage to Fire Blast, though, in that line. I don't think we want to take down the Counterspell right now. We don't need 2 black. We only ever really need 1. We only have 1 black spell in our hand, anyway. I think we're going to hold up Counterspell so we don't just get punked. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ash Barrens is almost a free mana. Would really like to be able to cast Gurmag Angler this turn. Cycling the Ash Barrens would have made that a little bit easier. Alright, let's just see here what our mana situation is. I would like to keep 4 mana up, so we would have 2 mana left, which is not enough to summon the Gurmag Angler. So if I want to put the Angler on the board, I have to take down my double Counterspell. I don't think we want to do that. Ooh, yes. Now we got triple Counterspell. Okay, another Thermo Alchemist. Let's Spellstutter that. We have a Faerie here. Okay, Rift Bolt is being suspended. So that's going to be another target for our Spellstutter Sprite. Let's go ahead and land cycle. So the question is, if we want to get Swamp here, it'll be better if we draw a second black card, like a removal spell. So we're going to go ahead and get second Swamp, even though it's good in only a very small corner case. The generic mana can still be used to summon Spellstutter Sprite. That's true. The thing is, we don't know what our draw of the Monarch is going to be. So I think that if we're playing Gurmag Angler this turn, we're going to want to play Swamp just in case we draw a Cast Down. I would love to cast down a Thermo Alchemist with the Rift Bolt on the stack, for example. The opponent seems to be drawing quite poorly as well. Okay, so we get another Ash Barrens off the top. Let's see here. We're going to attack with our Faeries, play Gurmag Angler, and then just hold up a million counterspells. And by a million, of course, I mean 2.5. So the Ash Barrens here is actually free if we delve it with the Gurmag Angler. We're going to have to tap that land anyways in order to cast Gurmag Angler, so we might as well land cycle with it. Alright, opponent is giving us a little bit of a timeout here as we wait for our cycling to resolve. Here we go. And there we go. Could be. There's a lot of things that could happen. Alright, what do we draw here? Evolving Wilds. Alright, this is something we're looking to Spellstutter Sprite. Alright, we might as well just go ahead and do it now. Boop. They do get the 1 on tap on their Alchemist. And we fall to 5. 5, not that much of a difference from 6. We're in an okay spot. Not a great spot. We're still in quite a bit of danger. We only have a single counterspell left. But the Monarch here has actually been doing a ton of work for us. I didn't think that the Monarch was going to be nearly as good as it's been shown to be in this game. Tapping down the Thermal Alchemist, ooh, Counterspell, great draw, has been a big deal. I think we can actually use the Evolving Wilds here to take another card out of our deck. Just like we don't need to be drawing more lands, so we can thin. Yeah, Handsome knows what we're about. Thin that deck. This deck is looking slim. 35 cards. That's right. So I think that we just go ahead and attack all. If they play the 2-drop with haste, we can just counterspell it. We want the maximum clock here. 17, so we're attacking for 5, 6, 7, 8. Unfortunately, we are 1 point off of a 2-turn clock. But maybe we can draw a Spellstutter Sprite here. No. Alright, what do we got here from the opponent? Searing Blaze. And they just played a land, so we're going to go ahead and counterspell that. But that is going to untap their Thermal Alchemist. So they get in for another point of damage. And then once we go to 3, we're in danger zone. Because then a single spell can kill us. I mean, as is, a single spell can kill us when we're at 4 as well. They have a Fire Blast in hand, which they do. So we have to counterspell this. Unfortunately, our Spell Pierce is not going to do too much good here if they get Lightning Bolt. But if they get a 2 or 3 mana spell, that Spell Pierce might actually save us. Okay, so opponent has no cards in hand. And we draw, ooh, Hydroblast, best draw on the deck. Let's go ahead and Preordain. Why not? We can draw another card. Let's draw that Counterspell. On bottom, on top. Feeling pretty confident now. Thermal Alchemist is untapped, so they could block the Gurmag Angler here, but we don't have a lethal attack anyways, so we're not going to spend our Hydroblast to kill the Alchemist. We're just going to go ahead and get in, put them to 1. Far too long. We drew so many good cards. We even have the Agony Warp to finally kill the Thermal Alchemist. Okay, here's a Skewer the Critics. So we're going to counterspell that. We're also going to... do we need to Agony Warp the Thermal Alchemist? Not really, right? Opponent should just concede here, I think. Looks like they want to make us attack for it. They have no cards in hand. They should just scoop. There it is. Interesting hand here. We have a really, really bad set of lands. I do like the Swamp Snuff Out, but where does this hand go? Like, we just kind of snuff out their first thing and then don't do anything? I think we mull this. I'm much more satisfied with this hand. What do we get rid of, though? We're definitely keeping this. Do I get rid of an Evolving Wilds here and hope I can scry into more lands? Because I'm going to be playing Delver of Secrets, and then, I guess, try and set up my Seer to flip the secrets. So maybe I have to get rid of Counterspell? Because I'm going to be trying to put instant on top with Faerie Seer, and that's not a land. I hate ditching Counterspell here, but I think it might have to be. Okay, we get a Terramorphic Expanse from the opponent. If anyone's wondering, Terramorphic Expanse is the exact same as Evolving Wilds. They just have different names. Alright, what do we got on the top? Cast down. We do reveal. Okay, so Faerie Seer doesn't need to look for an instant anymore. We can just start looking for lands. We're probably going to want to go ahead and use the Evolving Wilds before we cast Faerie Seer. Yeah, I guess so, eh? Fabled Passage, almost the same thing. Okay, so they're grabbing a snow-covered mountain. We don't have to worry about Snuff Out coming at us this turn. But Skred could kill the insect next turn. Okay, so we don't need the Ash Barrens right now, but Preordain is interesting. And Ash Barrens does get us quite a bit closer to Gurmag Angler as well. Let's bottom the Barrens and keep the Preordain. Okay, I'm expecting Skred here at the insect, but it could also eat an Abrade. Opponent's deck has a lot of options. I'm wondering if I want to Preordain before I use the Evolving Wilds, just in case we get untapped lands so we can keep the cast down available. Or I might just want to use the Evolving Wilds right away so I don't screw up my top two for Preordain. Let's just go get Island then, so I can Preordain without worrying about it. Let's attack first, so that we have access to a bluff on Spellstutter Sprite. Okay, no fear. And we're at 5 for Gurmag Angler, so we should be able to cast it next turn. Okay, double Ponder here. I don't mind keeping one of them. There are a few of us today. And another Faerie Seer. Okay. We'll start with combat. We might want to have pondered there first, just in case we got Ninja. Our opponent's going to go ahead and use Skred on our Faerie Seer. Okay. I think that I might have saved that. taking 1 damage isn't much of a big deal. Let's go ahead and use the Ponder, see if we can find a land. Okay, no, they're going to Spellstutter Sprite the Ponder. We could cast down the Spellstutter Sprite so that we still get the Ponder, but I think I would rather just cast Gurmag Angler. So we'll let the Spellstutter Sprite counter our spell. And we can cast 2 spells here. Big Fish and Faerie Seer. Definitely keeping that fall from favor. Bottom top. They don't quite have enough snow-covered permanents yet to kill the Gurmag Angler with a Scred, but they do have a fall from favor of their own. They also have a red mana up. So if I try to cast down Spellstutter Sprite and attack, they could Lightning Bolt me and keep the Monarch. So I'm going to use Fall from Favor on their Spellstutter Sprite. And that way they would have to Lightning Bolt their own creature to keep me from getting Monarch, and then I could attack with Faerie Seer. Alright, so we're fine with this. Let's just pass. And if we get to keep the Monarch, then our Gurmag Angler is going to untap. Okay. So they could fall from favor. No, they can't. I mean, I was just thinking about what they could have done on their turn, which is doesn't really bear thinking about right now. Let's attack all. Looks like no Scred. Okay. We'll just play Delver of Secrets past then. They do have another Spellstutter Sprite, and Cast Down is not going to be able to save us this time. We could cast down the Spellstutter Sprite to try and keep the Monarch. I think it would be better to do it now so that we can get through actual Counterspell. Let's see if this works. If they have another Spellstutter Sprite in hand, we're in quite a bit of trouble. But I don't want to give up the Monarch if I can help it. We haven't been doing too well at drawing our lands here. Okay, they're just casting a Ninja. And an Augur of Bolas. Okay, so they've got 2 creatures now, which is going to make it a little bit more difficult to continue attacking. Especially if I want to keep the Monarch. Let's see what we draw. Another Gurmag Angler. Okay, Brainstorm. Okay, we get the Evolving Wilds, so we can shuffle one of our Gurmag Anglers away. And Spell Pierce isn't going to be doing too much. The opponent has way too many lands. So we can shuffle those cards away. Go get Island. Okay, we have 1, 2, and 4 is 6. So Gurmag Angler we cannot cast. Let's play Augur of Bolas. Okay, we'll take the cast down, I think. And we're just going to pass here instead of getting in for 1. We want to do everything we can to hold on to that Monarch. Another Augur of Bolas from the opponent, showing us Dispel. This spell. Okay, Ash Barrens for another Snow Highland. I don't think they bother attacking at all. Okay, we get to hold the Monarch for another turn. We could just play Gurmag Angler, pass. They have 2 cards in hand. We know one of them is Snow-Covered Island, the other one is Dispel. I don't know if MTG bot has gotten the new cards yet. Brainstorm is also free if we're casting Gurmag Angler, even if they Dispel it. Ooh, Snuff Out is quite nice as well. Love the Snuff Out. Alright, let's put Augur of Bolas Island back, and we can play Dimir Aqueduct. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we would have to go off cast down to play the Gurmag Angler, but that's fine because they have Dispel. And we have Snuff Out as a nice little surprise for them. And we'll keep the 1 blue up. Almost like we had a Dispel of our own. And we're going to start attacking. So we're going to pressure our opponent's life total as well as their resources. Okay, they're casting a Spellstutter Sprite, which takes them off of Dispel. So we can Snuff Out on our turn here, kill one of their creatures. The question is, should I kill the Flyer or should I kill the Ninja? I think I should actually kill the Flyer here. So they can't just kill one of our creatures, the Faerie Seer, and then take the Monarch back. Okay, that's enough for them. We did use quite a bit of time on our clock there. Hydroblast isn't going to be good for too much in this matchup. It does counter Pyroblast and Scred, which are both pretty good cards. Think that I'm going to trim a little bit on some of my weaker creatures here that are answered very easily by the opponent's deck. And we'll have the Stormbound Geist, which is very difficult for the opponent to deal with. I think Fall from Favor is probably their best answer to Stormbound Geist. I don't know about that. Jafar is doing everything he can to save the kingdom from a ridiculous king. The Sultan, what kind of system of government does he even have? I mean, Jafar is doing all the hard work. Probably needed the lamp to save the kingdom from the Sultan's excessive spending. Okay, first hand was bad, second hand is good. I do like Suffocating Fumes. It could potentially get quite a couple Faeries in one go. I think that we'll get rid of one of our Preordains. We have the Ash Barrens for the Brainstorm. Right, remember, I'm supposed to be playing faster. Ooh, Ponder. Ponder is better in early turns. Let's go ahead and cast that. Okay, so I like the snow-covered swamp, but the rest of the hand is pretty so-so. Thorn of the Black Rose could get a little bit of value. Okay, we're going to keep this. And then we'll use the Ash Barrens to shuffle it so that we don't draw the ninja. We're going to be looking for more lands at that point. Looks like they whiffed. They did whiff. Okay, that's pretty good for us. So we can cycle Ash Barrens and then Preordain. We already know what's on top, so we don't need to Brainstorm. Our hand is pretty good. These cards are okay, but not great. I think that we bottom the Snuff Out for sure. Not sure about the Faerie Seer. Probably bottom that too. And we get a Ponder. Okay. Ponder should find us some more lands if we manage to resolve it. Okay, another Augur of Bolas from the opponent. So we will be able to resolve our Ponder. They find Scred this time, so they have their premier removal spell ready to go to kill our Thorn of the Black Rose. Interesting. I do like the Counterspell. We already have one. We could take the Ash Barrens and then shuffle. And then we have access to Brainstorm. No ninja. Alright, let's see if they Spellstutter the Brainstorm. They're going to Red Elemental Blast the Brainstorm. That's aggressive. I am fine with that trade. Alright, so if I play Thorn of the Black Rose and snuff out one of their creatures, they're just going to Scred my Thorn and then take the Monarch away from me. I could play Ninja of the Deep Hours, and then they would Scred that so that my Thorn would be safe later. Either that or I could hold up Counterspell. I'm going to put down Ninja the Deep Hours. They don't have their red mana available right now. If the mountain was untapped, I wouldn't be interested in playing Ninja this turn. If we do end up going to game 3, we're going to be under some pretty serious time constraints. Start reminding our opponents we're premier Magic players. Oh, there's so much to unpack there. What makes a person a premier Magic player? Okay, there's the Scred. And we get Fall from Favor. Okay. Ooh, I do like a smoothie. The Fall from Favor is very interesting. I might want to try Snuff Out Thorn and then Fall from Favor next turn. Hopefully I'll have a mana for the Counterspell. Alright, win or lose, it's Monarch time. Could make the opponent hit for 0 with the Suffocating Fumes if I had the mana for it. Okay, Monarch is in play. And they're going to cast Spellstutter Sprite to show us dominance, like, we are taking the Monarch away from you, sucker. And I will lose the Monarch. Decided not to play the Snuff Out when they were tapped out. Didn't really see much reason to it. Okay, so what are we going to do now? We missed on land again. Suffocating Fumes kills their Spellstutter Sprite, but that's not a big deal. I think we just play Faerie Seer pass. Ooh, a couple of removal spells. I like them both. But no lands. We can Brainstorm into Agony Warp. That's pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to be spending a bunch of life. 8 life, putting us to 4, in order to start snuffing out their creatures. Okay, they have a Fall from Favor on our Seer here. They already have the Monarch, so that's not a big deal. Just means we can't block. Whatever. Although the block was going to be quite good with the other removal spell. Ooh, finally. Okay, Island. Let's see here. Let's put Suffocating Fumes back and the Island. And we're going to want to use these Snuff Outs, or at least one of them, and the Agony Warp. So we just don't take any damage, basically. Okay, they have a Spellstutter Sprite. So we're going to snuff that out. And then this one here is still hitting us, so we can snuff that out too. Okay, fall from favor, we hold up Counterspell. Okay, they're going to fall from favor, so we're going to counterspell that. Hopefully they don't have another Spellstutter Sprite. They have a negate. Okay, so they are going to be able to reclaim the Monarch. Oh, we get Gurmag Angler though. Okay. So if we play the Fumes, we kill their Sprite, so they can't attack with it, but then we can't Gurmag Angler. The question is, do we keep the Suffocating Fumes? I think that we probably do. So we're just going to go ahead and Angler, and we'll keep 2 mana open to bluff a Counterspell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, opponent is attacking, putting us to 3 potentially. They could have Ninja here. Nope, just putting us to 3. Oh, and the Lightning Bolt. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Good game there. Don't think I'm really going to change anything, though. We're just going to resubmit. No lands, must mulligan. Okay, this is better. We'll keep this. Can go Evolving Wilds first. Go get Swamp, so we have access to Snuff Out. Echoing Decay is pretty good here. Again, we might have to get rid of Counterspell. Spellstutter Sprite and Ninja are a really good team. Okay, so we're both playing our fetch lands here to start. And we get another island off the top. Wonderful. Oh. They might have had a 1-land hand there. Because they're tapped out, I'm going to play the Spellstutter Sprite Ninja. This does mean that we're vulnerable this turn, but we did get a nice hit with the Ninja. Kind of drew us out of our mulligan there. Agony Warp, not bad. Let's just pass here. We have a lot of removal here for our opponent's creatures. But the Monarch isn't in play, so it's not as important right now. Ooh, Stormbound Geist. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Let's see what we got on top. See if we have Fall from Favor to answer that Geist. No Fall from Favor. Thorn of the Black Rose is interesting, but we are Brainstorm locked. We can use Preordain to get rid of some cards. Let's see if we can find land here with Preordain. We find Ash Barrens, which is pretty close to a land. Thorn of the Black Rose is too dangerous. You can use Agony Warp to potentially get the Stormbound Geist killed through Delver's Secrets. That might be enough value, but maybe we can find a Stormbound Geist of our own. Okay, they have a Faerie Seer coming out here. We have Echoing Decay to wipe the board of both of them. But if they have a Spellstutter Sprite, the Echoing Decay is going to get blown out. Okay, Red Elemental Blast on my Delver here. They have 3 cards left in hand, too. Okay, I passed there because we were so low on mana that we weren't going to win a fight. Unfortunately, our Spellstutter Sprite isn't going to counter one of their Spellstutter Sprites, but it could counter a Dispel. Nice. Another Red Elemental Blast. So they've used 2 of those now on our 1/1s. We'll take the 2. And we get Gurmag Angler. Okay. Let's play our 5/5 and pass. They have a Counterspell. Okay, we don't have any counter magic. Suffocating Fumes. We're just going to cycle that. And we get a Faerie Seer. We can play it. Oh, they have a Spellstutter Sprite, though. All right, let's take a look at our top cards. Oh, Stormbound Geist is a good one. Let's put that on top. Just hope they don't have another Red Elemental Blast or Counterspell for this. Nice. So now we have the Snuff Out for the Undying side of the Stormbound Geist. So maybe we can start attacking for 4. They'll probably have the removal side for the second side of our Geist as well. Okay, they're going to go ahead and use their Lightning Bolt right now. Makes sense while I only have 1 card in hand. For them, I'm going to do it on their upkeep. Alright, let's get a Ninja. Oh no, they can block with the Stormbound Geist? Okay, I actually have to Snuff Out now. And unfortunately, because of the way I sequence this, I have to attack before I know if the Snuff Out is going to work. I just kind of sequenced this wrong, but it actually worked out. Okay, opponent is going to block with a Spellstutter Sprite here, so we don't get to Ninja. Oh, maybe not. Oh, we got Counterspell off the top. What a great draw. Oh no. That's bad news. Thanks for letting me know. Apparently we're going to get some snow in Halifax. On Thursday, eh? Oh, I still got a bit of personal time if the snow's too bad. I also have a very short trip to work, so I might even just walk it. That is a lot of snow, though. And when we're still dealing with early winter season, the drivers can be pretty insane. Okay, here's the attack. We are going to block. They have the Scred. Let's counterspell that. Keep our Ninja. Keep drawing cards. I was just taking a second there to decide if I wanted to fall from favor one of my own creatures. Good thing I didn't. We should be pretty golden at this point. Okay, we just drew another fall from favor. Neat. And Augur. So we're doing pretty good here. Managed to grind the opponent down, but our clock is very precarious. Okay, they're going to lightning bolt our creature. Fine. Another fall from favor. Alright, let's see if we can set up Augur of Bolas here. Definitely bottom top that. See if we can find a Counterspell. We find Dispel, that's pretty good. Although Snuff Out might have been pretty good too. Oh, we just draw the Snuff Out naturally. Opponent has Spellstutter Sprite. They have no cards left in hand, so let's Snuff Out. And that should win us the game. Thanks, handsome. One land hand, that one land is Swamp. We are going to mull. This hand is much better. We're going to keep this. The question is, what do we put back? We could probably put back Evolving Wilds. We could even, yeah, I think we put back Evolving Wilds here. It does mean that we're far away from Swamp for Snuff Out. But that only becomes an issue if it becomes an issue. Okay, Forest Nettle Sentinel. Interesting start. Suffocating Fumes. Yeah, we'll reveal that. Flip our Delver. Give him something to fear. And I think we're going to play the Dimir Aqueduct here. So let's see here. Are they Stompy? Or are they Elves? Nettle Sentinel's more likely to be Stompy. Stompy plays 4 Sentinels, and yeah, Burning Tree Emissary. So definitely Stompy. Fall from Favor is pretty good. Sounds like a song title. The Suffocating Fumes, you mean? Ooh, the River Boa. We got the Fall from Favor for River Boa. Actually, the Suffocating Fumes, that's one of the things that it will actually kill. So we're going to have to make some choices. I think that I do attack. So, Suffocating Fumes kills River Boa. Not that exciting. We could play Augur of Bolas, hold up Spell Pierce. That doesn't seem too bad. Fall from Favor is also not that good here. They're going to be able to take the Monarch away. So we don't want to fall. Let's play Augur, see if we can draw some removal. Okay, there is a Snuff Out here, but we're missing the Swamp. I think that Snuff Out is still going to be better than Counterspell. So we're going to take it. And hope we can find Swamp in a couple of turns. Before we run out of time. We do also have the option to just cast it full price. We will have access to 4 mana next turn. Also, when you Snuff Out, a creature cannot be regenerated. So that could be good. Also, 3 mana here, they might be casting Elephant Guide. Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Very good point. Suffocating Fumes is going to be good in combat. Really hope they cast Elephant Guide here. Because what else in Stompy costs 3 mana? Opponent taking their time. Here it is. Elephant Guide. Nice. Let's Spell Pierce the heck out of that. They're using the old art. Very cool. Okay, they're attacking all. River Boa is unblockable. We will block one of their creatures with Augur of Bolas. Reduce the damage a little bit. and take our turn. Ooh, we get the Swamp. That's really good. Now we have access to free Snuff Out. So we have 4 mana. We could Fall from Favor and Snuff Out. Or we could Suffocating Fumes and Snuff Out. Let's try and get him with Fumes. And then the Fall from Favor will be much safer if we can get a few things off the board. What do we got here? This is a Rancor. I'm probably going to want to Snuff Out in response. That is leaving me open to Vines of Vastwood. Most Stompy decks play 3 copies. And I think it's one of the strongest cards in their deck. Okay, so here's the Rancor targeting the Burning Tree Emissary. So we're actually going to want to Fall from Favor the Burning Tree Emissary. So maybe we let that happen. Okay. That'll get the Rancor gone for good as well. Though we are going to take a hit this turn. All right, let's fume. Okay, they have a Hunger of the Howl Pack here to put a counter onto the River Boa. So that's going to save their Boa. We go down to 9 and Quirion Ranger. Okay. Let's go ahead and kill that River Boa now. So untapping a creature is pretty interesting. That means the Fall from Favor isn't going to work very well. But we got another Snuff Out. So we could go to 1, kill the Quirion Ranger, Fall from Favor the Burning Tree Emissary, start attacking. Alright, so they don't have anything with haste, generally. So let's just attack with everything, try and get him dead. Cast down off the top is pretty nice. Oh, Ledgewalker. That's a really good card from the opponent. The only thing we can block it with is the Aberration. We can't cast it down. That also slows down our clock by just like everything. Great draw from the opponent there on the Ledgewalker. Burning Tree Emissary, okay. That's something that can be cast down. The Elephant Guide is a big problem. So that means they're going to be killing our insect here. Get a Ponder. See if we can find a flyer. Okay, we find Spellstutter Sprite, so that's another turn. Counterspell. Not what we need. We just need to draw flying creatures every turn to block the Ledgewalker. Pretty abysmal spot to be in. Ninja the Deep Hours is interesting. And River Boa. That's a problem too. So we got a pair of problems. Big ones. We could do 3 damage, putting them to 2. It's pretty close. Let's brainstorm and see if we can find an answer. Okay, so we get Snuff Out, which kills the River Boa, but we don't have anything for the Ledgewalker, and we're going to run out of mana if we keep on searching with the Preordain, so we're dead. Close game, though. Alright, let's see here. What are we going to do? How are we going to beat them? Echoing Truth doesn't seem too terrible. Actually, the Unexpected Fangs might do quite a bit of work. If we're able to gain some life with our attacks, that could be quite strong. I think I'll keep the 1 Suffocating Fumes, but I don't think I want to go up to 2. There is actually the question of Gut Shot as well. I think that we just have better removal spells, so maybe we don't need to go as far as Gut Shot. I kind of like Spell Pierce in this matchup for the reason that we saw when I countered the Elephant Guide. I'm going to take out one of the ninjas, and I think one of the counter spells. We're going to have to be more reactive. This hand is fine. Okay, Devil's mulliganing pretty heavily here. They're down to 5 cards. Okay, here we go. Let's play Delver of Secrets Pass. Be holding up Spellstutter Sprite next turn. See if we can catch a 1-drop. Oh, they brought in the Gut Shot for us. Okay. Why not, I guess. It's pretty good against Spellstutter Sprite as well. Okay, they have the Quirion Ranger. Ooh, Faerie Seer. Do we want to play that instead of holding up Spellstutter Sprite? They're probably going to have a 2-mana play. Unfortunately, we cannot cast down the Quirion Ranger here. I think that we hold up Spellstutter Sprite because next turn we can just do both anyway. Yeah, we take 1. And they have a 2-drop. Okay, so Spellstutter Sprite cannot counter the Nest Invader. So we're just going to have to cycle Ash Barrens for Swamp. Fall from Favor. Okay. Let's play the Swamp, play the Faerie Seer pass. Don't mind the Ponder. Probably just attack with a Nest Invader. Okay, that's fine. We'll take the damage. Okay, we're going to Spellstutter that. Pit Skulk is difficult to block. We could put a Fall from Favor on it, though. Opponent has last card in hand, River Boa. So that's something we're going to want to Fall from Favor. Then we should have, hopefully, enough creatures to block theirs, so we can keep the Monarch for one turn, and we should be able to go from there. Oh, right, they have the Quirion Ranger to untap the River Boa. So Fall from Favor is not going to do too much this turn. We're going to have to wait a turn before we can do that. And we're going to want to save the cast down for the Quirion Ranger because of that. So we can Ponder here. Okay, we can keep the Counterspell, but I don't like the rest. I think it should be fine. Let's put it in order. So we draw Counterspell, Counterspell. Let's see here. If we aren't... We could try and block the Quirion Ranger. So we probably only attack with Spellstutter Sprite here. Okay, we'll take 4, holding up Counterspell. And they're just going to pass. So we could cast down the Quirion Ranger here. See if that'll take. Okay, that worked. Let's Fall from Favor the River Boa. Oh, we don't have Counterspell up. Okay, oh well. It is what it is. We'll just pass here. We'll leave both our creatures up. They could potentially give power to the Eldrazi spawn. So gotta watch that. Okay, no trample, so let's just chump. And they have the Gut Shot for our last creature. But we have the Gurmag Angler coming up with Counterspell backup. Now if opponent gets another Quirion Ranger, we're in trouble. So we got double Counterspell here. We should be able to keep up one of them this turn and one of them next turn. Ooh, Brainstorm. Opponent is attacking. That's a little bit scary. We're definitely going to block. So they could have Vines of Vastwood here. Or they could sacrifice their Eldrazi spawn. Okay, so yeah, they're going for that. Let's Counterspell. Kill their critter. Alright, it's looking good. Nice. Okay, opponent doesn't want to keep playing, so we get to go back to the sideboard. Wondering if I should bring in these Gut Shot. they can be very effective in killing the Quirion Ranger. There's a couple of other hits as well. Decided not to bring in the gut shots. I don't want to overboard. But there's definitely a lot of value to that card in this matchup. Interesting. We're going to keep. Another Gurmag Angler. Not exactly what I wanted to see. I think we're going to go get Swamp with the Ash Barrens so we can start using our spells. Yeah, you attack first. There you go. You attack first, then you play your, what's the name of that card? The one that makes mana. For some reason I'm thinking Bloodbraid Elf, but I know that's not it. Burning Tree Emissary. Okay, Nest Invader, so they're going to be going wide. Oh, and they're putting down Volt Scourge. Okay. So we're going to put down Swamp and pass. And wait for them to act. And that'll decide what we want to do. For example, if they play Rancor, we'll play Spellstutter Sprite. If they just attack, we will let them. Might use the Agony Warp here. I'd like to kill the Nettle Sentinel because Nettle Sentinel is good versus Fall from Favor. Let's see if they have the vines here. They do have the vines. Okay, so we're just going to take a big old punch to the face. And Quirion Ranger. Okay, so that was not the best. Really not the best. If we're looking to play Dimir Aqueduct here, so let's see here, that would keep us at 7 cards if we played the Augur of Bolas as well. I would like to have the cast down available, but we can't hold the cast down up if we're putting down Dimir Aqueduct. Let's see what we get. Unexpected Fangs, huh? It could be a way to get back in the game if we get a Gurmag Angler down and put Fangs on it. Alright, so we're taking at least 3 damage here. Oh no, the snowflakes are already coming? Alright, opponent's gone wide. I don't think that we're going to be able to get back into this one. Alright, so we have double cast down. We could cast down a pair of their 2/2s. We only take 2, and then we could put down Gurmag Angler with Unexpected Fangs. So yeah, we just pass here, right? And then we cast down at the last moment. It is weaker to Vines of Vastwood, but it's stronger versus Rancor Elephant Guide. Also, if we can Spellstutter a Rancor, that's slightly better than using a cast down right now. Getting an extra creature on board, an extra blocker, would be pretty important. But even just getting cards into the graveyard so we can cast the Gurmag Angler and Fangs is going to be pretty important. We could also put the Fangs onto the Augur itself. Okay, they're only attacking with Volt Scourge. They know we have the Fangs, so they don't want to open themselves up to that. Okay, we're just going to take the damage. So we have access to the double cast down now. I think we probably kill their 2/2s. We have the Spellstutter Sprite to block the Volt Scourge. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have exactly enough if we play the Ash Barrens as a land to play the Gurmag Angler and put Unexpected Fangs onto it. 4, 5, 6, 7. And we could hold up blue-black so that we can keep Spellstutter available. But Ash Barrens is free, right? So if I cycle Ash Barrens, it goes to the graveyard, so I can just play Island instead of the Ash Barrens. Okay, we pass here. Hold up Spellstutter Sprite, and next turn we have Unexpected Fangs ready to go. Opponent is expecting the Fangs, though. We revealed them with the Augur of Bolas, I believe. Which is why our opponent only attacked with a Volt Scourge last turn. They didn't want to give us the opportunity to allow the Augur of Bolas to trade with one of their creatures and for us to gain life. That allowed us to slow their clock down and then kill a bunch of their creatures so we could play Gurmag Angler. Okay, opponent plays land. So they've only got 2 cards left in hand. They got to be pretty careful about what they're going to do here. Elephant Guide would be a problem. Nope, they're just going to concede. Nice. A bad land hand. Don't like this. Gonna maul. This is not much better. But we have Preordain and Faerie Seer to try and draw out of it. I'm going to keep this and get rid of the Brainstorm because I don't want to get Brainstorm locked. Could also just get rid of one of the removal spells. I don't have any black mana right now, no way to cast these spells. Brainstorm probably has more value than them. So I probably get rid of Cast Down here so that we can play Snuff Out for free if we get to Swamp. Okay, start with Faerie Seer. Nice, we got the Swamp. Do we want the Agony Warp? I don't think we want the Warp when we don't know what the opponent is playing. And we're really, like, specifically looking for lands. Forest. And a Vault Scourge. We're playing... Okay. We're playing against Stompy again. Neat. Alright, so we'll play the Swamp, and I think we pass here. Hold up Spell Pierce. The Snuff Out might be enough. I think Vault Scourge is considered a black creature, right? So we can't snuff it out. Okay, Spell Pierce. No way they attack. Oh my god, they're attacking? Okay. Definitely block. They must have Hunger of the Howlpack. Okay. Let me just do a quick Google search to make sure. Okay. Because there were some cards that were like devoid and whatever. I just wanted to make sure that I cannot snuff out the Vault Scourge. I can, however, Agony Warp it. We're going to do that right now before they have access to Vines. But it might have been better actually to wait and try and get one of their other spells. But that would have put me under the gun, as it were. Another Snuff Out, huh? I don't mind another Snuff Out. I'll take both of these cards, actually. I think we already played a land this turn. We did play a land this turn. So I'll go top. Top. So we draw the Snuff Out. Play land, go. Ash Barrens. Let's go ahead and cycle that, I think. The reason I'm hesitating is the Brainstorm. Shuffling your deck is a very powerful effect when you have Brainstorm, but I want to keep the 2 Snuff Outs, so I don't think it's worthwhile to wait. Might as well just go ahead and get the island and play it now. We also have enough mana to just straight up cast a Snuff Out, so we don't have to pay a life for it. Okay, we get a 3rd Snuff Out. That's all of them. We play 3. And Spellstutter Sprite. Excellent draw. It's going to allow us to counter one of their creatures, potentially. I think we Brainstorm end of turn here. Start looking for threats. Ooh, Gurmag Angler is a good one. Okay. So let's put the Snuff Out back and the island. We'll draw the island. We'll have the Counterspell and 2 Snuff Outs. We'll draw the other Snuff Out later. This is fine. There. Leave that 1 card in the graveyard to potentially cast another Angler later. Spellstutter this. Basically, we wanted to Spellstutter anything we could. Okay, so we're playing the same deck as last time. So we're going to do a very similar thing. Bring in Unexpected Fangs and Echoing Truth. Now, what did we take out last time? I think we took out Counterspell and something. I think it was Counterspell Ninja. This hand is keepable. It's not great, but I think I keep it. Our opponent is mulliganing. I like the Snuff Out quite a bit. The cast down is nice. The question is, do I want to play the Delver of Secrets first turn, or do I want to have access to Snuff Out right away and then cast down turn 2? Kind of leaning towards the removal, so let's just play Evolving Wilds and then pass. And if I can Snuff Out in response to something, like a Rancor, then I'll do that. Otherwise, I'll probably just take the 2 damage. Nest Invader, okay. And Snuff Out, since we've already taken the damage from the Nettle Sentinel, Snuff Out is just as good on any other turn as it is on this turn. Oh, they're playing a Relic now, so that's going to make our Gurmags very hard to cast. But they are tapped out, so we can kill both of their creatures before they have a chance to do anything to save them. The question is, do we want to try and catch something else? I don't think I do. I think I'm just going to kill them both while it's safe. Okay, opponent does have more plays. Ooh, Fall from Favor, huh? Go get Island. Play Delver Pass. No blocks. Opponent still has 3 cards in hand. 2 cards now. And now 1. And that's it. They're out of cards. They have produced quite a scary board here. We're really going to be looking for Spell on the top so that we can flip the Delver and put the Fangs on it. And even that might not be enough. Spellstutter Sprite, that's no good. That's way too late. I think we've lost this one. Opponent went too wide for us. Don't even want to block here. What do we get off the top this time? Augur of Bolas. That's another miss. It is at least a blocker, however. Let's get Echoing Decay. That's a really good draw. So we could kill all the Nest Invaders in one go if we had another mana. As it is, we're just looking to survive the turn and cast that Echoing Decay. Probably let one of the Nest Invaders through, depending on what happens here. Oh, the Ledgewalker. Okay. That is a problem card. We'll block here and here, because we can't guarantee the Delver is going to flip. Oh, they have a Hunger of the Howl pack here, so we're going to 1. And Echoing Decay isn't going to kill that one. These Gurmag Anglers are just rotting in our hand because of that relic. And we get just a terrible card off the top here. What are we going to do? So we Echoing Decay, kill these two. Augur chumps Nest Invader, Spellstutter trades with Ledgewalker, and then we can fall from favor the Nest Invader next turn. That seems fine. So this will still be a 3/3, so it's going to still kill the Augur even if we Echoing Decay it, unfortunately. We're going to do the Echoing Decay now, because we just lose to Vines of the Vastwood. Pass here and hope that we survive another turn. Rancor is lethal. Oh man, they're attacking with a Ledgewalker too? I don't know that I would have want to let that thing go. If they don't have a spell in hand to save it. Okay. Oh, they got another creature here? Yeah, they got another Ledgewalker. Brutal. Okay, we got the land we're looking for, but we can't cast anything of any relevance. Ledgewalker here is going to kill us. Good game. Let's move on to the next one. I think we're going to resubmit as is. This looks like an okay hand. We'll keep. And we'll start with Preordain. See if we can find some more removal. The Ponder doesn't seem too bad, but I want to keep up Counterspell next turn. I think we just bottom both. Spellstutter Sprite's okay. Okay, they do have the turn 1 play. We get Echoing Truth off the top. Alright, let's just hold up Spellstutter Counterspell here. And a relic. We could Spellstutter that. Nice. And a swamp off the top, so we can even hold up Counterspell this turn, and we have Cast Down. That's pretty good. I think we attack. We're not going to block with Spellstutter Sprite. Okay, so they have Quirion Ranger. That Quirion Ranger is going to allow them to get more mana. So it might be worth counterspelling it. Yeah, Quirion Ranger is a pretty big deal. It was going to give them an extra mana every turn. So even though they only had 1 forest, they could have operated as if they had 2. And another island. Okay. Let's see here. I think we could cast down the Nettle Sentinel and then play Dimir Aqueduct, hold up Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce isn't really going to hit anything when they don't have a creature on the board, though. Okay, another Nihil Sentinel. And we got Snuff Out to kill it. So we can Snuff Out for mana. Just wondering if we need to Snuff it out, because we could hold up the Snuff Out to respawn and kill something else. I don't think that's necessary. Let's just kill the Nihil Sentinel with mana. Okay, they have a Gut Shot. We could Spell Pierce that. I don't know if that's really worthwhile. I think that there's going to be better targets. And I'm not too fussed about keeping our 20-turn clock. I mean, it's a 15-turn clock at this point, but you know what I mean. In that number of turns, we will draw another clock. A better clock. Okay, we got tons of removal. Opponent finds their second land, which means they're going to start casting spells now. Would have loved a counterspell for that. But if they have another Burning Tree Emissary, we have Echoing Decay. Okay, we're going to start taking a little bit of damage. These spells are going to be better in response to other things. Let's see if they get like another Nest Invader, for example. No, another Burning Tree Emissary. Okay. A little bit sad that I killed the other one now. Okay. That's going to be something good for Decay. Can't regenerate when we give them --. And okay, Gurmag Angler, good. Okay, so we have a couple of tricks here with Echoing Truth and Spell Pierce. So if they have something to enchant one of their creatures with, we could put a stop to that. Vault Scourge. Okay, that's going to resolve. And 2 more mana, another creature, River Boa. Okay, that is a little bit of a problem. But we do have Echoing Truth to get it off the battlefield at least once. I assume no attacks. Ooh, Unexpected Fangs, that's really good. Okay, we just hit him for 6, gain 6. But that River Boa is going to be a problem. I assume they're going to attack all with everything besides River Boa. No, they attack with nothing. That could mean they're intending on doing a big block here, but we have Echoing Truth to knock one of their creatures back to hand so that they can't kill the Gurmag Angler. We could knock the River Boa back to hand and then counterspell it on the way back down. And we have Spell Pierce to make sure that happens. Alright. Kill your creatures. That works. Let's pass back. Alright, we're looking to counter the River Boa. Oh yeah, you want to attack? That's fine. Oh, a Pit Skulk. Yeah, that's fine. You can play a Pit Skulk, no problem. It's River Boa I care about. And another Gurmag Angler. So let's see here. 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we have exactly enough mana to cast it. No blocks, so they go to 2. Okay. Cancel that. I actually have a spell in my graveyard. So now we get to keep up the Spell Pierce. Perfect. Okay, GG. Okay, this hand is garbage. We'll mull. And this hand is good enough. We will keep. I think we probably get rid of Gurmag Angler here. We might get rid of Fall from Favor, though. We're going to get rid of the Angler. We have no way to cast it. And we'll draw another one before we need it, I hope. Okay, looks like our opponent is also on the mulligan. And we're even at cards. Okay. Let's start Delver of Secrets, go. Basic Plains, Deathblade Elite. Ooh, we're playing against Heroic. Our deck is very good against Heroic. But opponent could definitely just spank us. Brainstorm? Yeah, we show that. Let's go ahead and Preordain now. See what we get. Oh, Spell Pierce is nice. I want the Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce on top. Preordain on bottom. Really gonna hope we get a land on top so we can Fall from Favor right away. But Spell Pierce is going to allow me to counter one of their auras. Okay, they're playing Benevolent Bodyguard. So that's going to be very good versus the Fall from Favor. Sentinel's Eyes, brutal. So they're going to be able to recast that from the graveyard. Let's just go ahead and Spell Pierce it. So that they can't kill our Delver this turn. They chose not to use Provoke there. Good choice. And we get the Ash Barrens. Okay. But because of the Benevolent Bodyguard, we can't just Fall from Favor. So we're going to have to use the Ash Barrens as a shuffler for the Brainstorm. Let's see if we can find Snuff Out. No Snuff Out. Let's see here. What are we going to get rid of? 2 cards. I think we get rid of Ash Barrens and maybe the Fall from Favor. We could also play the Dimir Aqueduct so that we can redraw the Fall from Favor here. We could even Preordain for it. I don't think we want it. The opponent's deck is particularly strong against Fall from Favor. Could be good, though. It's so tough. Let's see what they play, and then we can decide if we want to shuffle away the Fall from Favor. Okay, Hyena Umbra, so that's going to give their dude first strike, which is going to kill the insect. So I think we are going to want the Fall from Favor off the top, so we can Fall from Favor the Deathblade Elite twice. Core Skyfisher here. What are you going to return with that? The Hyena Umbra? No, just a land? Yeah, I don't think the Core Skyfisher is that great in this deck. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. So we can Fall from Favor Preordain. They use the Benevolent Bodyguard to give their creature protection from blue. Heck, they wouldn't even really need to. They could just take the Monarch away from me. Let's see if they sacrifice the Bodyguard for this. Nope, they don't. So yeah, they just think we can take the Monarch back. There's no reason to bother. Okay, that's fine. I think we pass here, and then we can cycle the Ash Barrens for a swamp. We've already played a land this turn, right? Yeah, we have. Okay. Another Ash Barrens. Take some damage, lose the Monarch. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. Okay, Spellstutter Sprite's really good. But they are going to be able to untap with a Deathblade Elite unless we Fall from Favor again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can Fall from Favor and hold up Spellstutter Sprite. Okay, here's Emerge Unscathed. So we're going to Spellstutter that. Nice. They can sacrifice the Bodyguard here. Yeah, give their creature Pro Blue, and then they get to keep the Monarch, which means their Deathblade Elite will untap and be able to kill our Spellstutter Sprite. So that's a pretty good line for them. I think we're going to be losing this game. But if we can get running removal spells off the top, we might have a chance. Agony Warp. Okay. So Agony Warp, I think, actually kills the Deathbleed Elite through the Hyena Umbra, which is nice. Let's use the Ash Barrens. I think we go get Island. And then we can Preordain, look for another removal spell. No more removal spells. We're just going to bottom both of these. See if we can find something better. Nope. Alright, we're going to pass here. Agony Warp is going to work better in the opponent's turn. It's going to prevent all that damage from that Core Skyfisher. So we'll just take 2 this turn. Opponent could definitely have an answer to the Agony Warp. They play a lot of cards that give their cards protection. Yeah, they have the Benevolent Blessing. So they can name Pro Blue, that takes the Fall from Favor off. We are still going to take the... No, the Core Skyfisher still won't deal any damage this turn, but we're basically out of gas here. Opponent is as well, but they have the Monarch, which we gave them. So they're not going to run out of gas at any time. Brainstorm, I suppose we can cast it just to see what's there. Preordain and Faerie Seer. The Deathblade Elites can just kill the Faerie Seer, so that's no answer. Fall from Favor isn't going to do any good here. We needed actual removal spells. Okay, so what are we going to do here? We have Echoing Truth. Gut Shot actually seems pretty good. It kills most of their creatures. Suffocating Fumes. And then we could bring in Unexpected Fangs so that we can crawl back after the opponent has hit us for 19. We're going to cut down on Fall from Favor a little bit. The deck is quite good against the card. Unfortunately, we only have 2 Spellstutter Sprites. I would like 4 for this matchup. We're going to cut on some of our weaker creatures because they have the Deathblade Elite. Just wondering if I even want Ninja at all. We are well and truly the control deck here. Alright, got a minute left to make my last decision on what to cut. Okay, we'll take the play. This hand seems okay. Not great, but we have the Snuff Out. We have Ash Barrens to go get Swamp. We'll keep. And if we can get a Fall from Favor to stick, then we're doing pretty well. Okay, so they have the turn 1 Trailblazer. Let's go get Swamp and pass. Okay, we get Spell Pierce. Very cool. I think we'll just play the Swamp and pass. We have Spell Pierce to counter one of their spells. Benevolent Bodyguard here. I think I'm going to snuff out the Trailblazer in response, so they can't save it with a Benevolent Bodyguard. Bodyguard is probably the worst card in their deck, but they play it to hedge around Fall from Favor. We could Brainstorm here. Close to the agreed on budget. Alright. Now when we say close, are we talking about like inches, miles? Do I Brainstorm? I don't think I need to Brainstorm right now. Okay, we got another island. We can't Fall from Favor the Bodyguard because they could... Well, can they sacrifice it? Because they wouldn't have a target, right? Nice. This is an interesting question. Can Benevolent Bodyguard sacrifice itself when there's no creature for it to target? Alright, first thing, go to Gatherer. No commentary. Okay. Benevolent Bodyguard. Can it target itself? I don't think so, because it's going to be off the battlefield by the time it tries to target. Okay, Dr. Stack says you need legal targets. Okay. So I am going to Fall from Favor the Benevolent Bodyguard here. Oh, well, apparently not. Womp womp. They don't need a target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can put the Gurmag Angler out. Don't know what to tell you. That's magic. The Brainstorm is free if we're playing the Gurmag Angler. So we can Brainstorm and evolve. It says Benevolent Bodyguard is removed from the stack because it has no legal targets. But they were able to sacrifice it. Okay, Spellstutter Sprite's a pretty good card, especially when they only have 1 mana. I think we can get rid of Spell Pierce. Oh yeah, it did target itself. Okay, there you go. Oh, I hate that that happened. Oh well. It is what it is. I like keeping the Spell Pierce. Maybe I get rid of the lands? I want to keep one of them. Alright. So that's 5, 6, 7. Okay, opponent has plenty of things to do here. Okay, Benevolent Blessing, almost certainly naming black. So they can block the Gurmag Angler all day. Yep. Too bad we didn't have the Spell Pierce up there. Core Skyfisher. Return Plains, let them play another land for turn. And Hyena Umbra. Okay, so we can Spellstutter the Hyena Umbra. Oh, they have a Gut Shot. Alright, we're going to Spell Pierce that. But they do make themselves a 2/6, which can attack through our Gurmag Angler. Counterspell, huh? Cartouche. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and counterspell that. They have a 3/7 now. No blocks. And we get Snuff Out. Okay, so Snuff Out can kill the Corked Skyfisher, depending on what they have in hand, but it has nothing on the Trailblazer here. We're just going to pass. A Crow and Skyguard. Okay, that resolves. And Sentinel's Eyes targeting the Trailblazer. Alright, nothing we can really do about that. So that's now going to be attacking because it has Vigilance, and the Gurmag Angler cannot block it. Alright, we'll kill the Core Skyfisher, take the damage, move on to our turn, get Preordain. Really looking for... I guess we can grab the Brainstorm here, because that helps us dig for Fall from Favor. We get Suffocating Fumes, which is going to kill a Crow and Skyguard, but that's not very good. Augur of Bolas doesn't get us the thing either. So I think that we just Ash Barrens so that we can shuffle. Or we could grab the Augur because it gets us past Ash Barrens and Suffocating Fumes. And it also chumps the Trailblazer for a turn. Grab Preordain. Let's keep digging. Okay, we find Cast Down. So we'll keep the Cast Down, which gets rid of the Skyguard. But we still need an answer towards the Trailblazer. And if they get another Benevolent Blessing named Blue, then we're dead. I think we can... Do we have an unsummon? No, we don't have Curfew. We do have Echoing Truth. And I think we brought it in. Yeah, so we have Echoing Truth in the deck. Alright, I'm going to chump. Didn't have to chump this turn. We got another Snuff Out. So we just pass here. Could always echo the enchantment. Yep, that would be a good one. But the Trailblazer would still be quite large. Okay, Benevolent Bodyguard, we're going to cast down in response. The Bodyguard can give the Trailblazer Pro Blue, though. So we're going to need to snuff out that Bodyguard at some point. We're definitely going to block if they give us the opportunity. But we would just be dead if we hadn't chumped last turn. Another island. That's no good. So let's see here. I think we snuff out now. But it's not looking good. If we're lucky, we have one more draw here. Yeah, we need to top deck right now. And they could absolutely still have cards in hand that just counter whatever we get, but we get Island off the top. Womp womp.